If I ask you to name some of the things that you enjoy doing that makes you happy, I'm sure you would say things like playing computer games, watching your favorite animes or dramas, eating, or whatever other hobbies you have. But what if I tell you that those are not what actually makes you happy, and there's something else that will bring you way more joy and fulfillment that no amount of video games and dramas can give? Please watch till the end, otherwise you'll really be missing out a lot on life. So, I am an introvert through and through. I love to spend time alone to my own thoughts and doing the things that I enjoy alone. And I'm sure there are plenty of you guys that are like that too. Frankly, I've kind of been indulging a little bit more on computer games lately in my own cozy room. And I'm sure you know the addictive phase when you're a little bit too addicted to a certain game to the point where you constantly think about it throughout the day. I admit that this isn't a good habit long term, but I kind of have a 2 weeks break from my day job as I have to go for reservist, which is a mandatory refresher training for all males in Singapore that occurs once every year after we have completed serving the army. This break took my mind away from my day job, giving me a lot more time to indulge in other forms of entertainment leading up to my reservist and when we come back during the weekends. Even during our breaks, I would use these opportunities to watch videos on it or read out threads about the game on Reddit. Throughout these 2 weeks, we weren't allowed to book out to go home, and the only time we can go back would be during the weekends. As a result, it was easy for me to just use the time that I have outside of my training to bond together with my army friends, talking about life, our future plans, and just talk about random stuff. Despite the tough trainings, reservist was definitely one of my favorite times of the year, as it was a good break from corporate life and a good opportunity for my army friends and I to catch up on each other's lives and reminiscing our army days. On nights that we don't have any night trainings, we would use the time to play basketball or to work out together. This pretty much continued until the middle of the second week of our reservist, where we were given the opportunity to book out of camp for the night and return the next morning. As I looked at some of my other platoon mates packing their stuff and leaving camp, I contemplated on the idea on whether I should head home. I mean, it was still early, and if I head home, I have a good 6 hours until midnight to play as much computer games as I want. The past me would have made that choice, and frankly speaking, I did actually chose that idea in the previous few reservists that I've went. However, present me made a decision that would have shocked my past self thoroughly. I actually chose to stay in camp with my friends for our last night together. You may think that it was a no-brainer decision, and I agree that it should be, but knowing how I used to be, this was a 180-degree difference in what I would usually do. I suppose as we grow older, we started to realize what actually truly matters to us, and that our parents were right all along. That is never about the video games, and there's other things that are way more important at the end of the day. Yes, I was kind of addicted to damn stupid computer games at that point, and I would have chose to head home, but I was genuinely happy that I didn't, because that night, I had the best nights that I've had with my friends out of the entire reservist period. We spent the whole night, literally, playing basketball and just spending time together. Looking back now, no amount of computer games that I've played could top the amount of happiness and joy that I experienced that night. And it did make me feel guilty for constantly choosing games or the comfort of my own room previously over my friends. The decision that I've made that night was also a key defining moment in my life, as it showed me how much I've changed over the years to become who I am today. That we are constantly changing and never staying the same person as before. Who knows, maybe all of us would change more someday and lose contact with each other after our obligation to reservists ends. But at least for now, I would always choose my friends over anything else and just enjoy how things are right now. To just enjoy the present moment and cherish what I have. There's nothing wrong with spending your alone time doing the things that you enjoy, playing video games or watching your favorite shows. Even I myself enjoy doing those things even now. But you have to realize this one thing. You have an endless amount of opportunities to do those things, literally. You could play your video games or watch your favorite shows during any pockets of break that you have. Outside of my 2 weeks reservist, I could do all those things anytime I want after my work. But moments that you have with your friends are rare to come by, especially as you get older. In school, you get to see your friends almost every day. And I would dare say, the time that you have with your friends was probably taken for granted. But as you grow older and moved on to your own separate paths, the time that you have for each other decreases dramatically. The time that you have for yourself increases dramatically too. Those times that you have with your friends are going to be moments that you will cherish for many years to come, and at the same time, rare to come by. I don't think I need to say which is more important, because I'm sure that you have had experiences with your friends that could not be traded away for any amount of video games. If you ever find yourself in that situation of choosing between your friends or computer games, just keep in mind that your computer games or anime aren't going anywhere, and you have all the time after to continue. But on the other hand, those moments that you will have with your friends, they'll soon be just a fading memory, whether you like it or not.